Hey, what's up 3Ders? 3D Theory here. Today, we're revisiting the spring-loaded pillbox design. As a refresher, I take multivitamins, omega-3 fish oils, and vitamin D3 every day. It's part of my daily routine. But let's be honest, it's not exactly exciting. That's when the idea came to me. What if I designed a pillbox that was actually fun to use? And so, the spring-loaded pillbox idea was born. I put the idea up as a poll on my YouTube channel, giving you 4 different options. Out of 41 votes, the spring-loaded pillbox won with 46% of the votes. Turns out, you guys were just as excited about it as I was. I jumped right into the design process. So over the course of a few nights, I redesigned everything from scratch, this time in SolidWorks. I modeled, printed, and finally ended up with a prototype that actually worked the way I wanted. Before I even touched the software, I grabbed my mechanical pencil with blue lead and started sketching on paper. I laid out the front design, measuring everything in millimeters with calipers. The 7-day slot tray needed precise spacing, so I crunched the numbers with my calculator. I designed the stoppers to prevent the slot tray from launching across the room and a simple trigger mechanism that held its tension with a compression spring. And then the 3D printed spring trials began. My first plan, a fully 3D printed spring. My first iteration, 3D printed, but it was too rigid. Alright guys, so here's the functioning spring. I have a little square cutout so that it fits right in. So here's that 3D printed spring, and I got the slot in there and the trigger is engaged. And I knew it wasn't going to work the moment I pushed it to try to screw it in. This is just not strong enough to hold that amount of force coming from that 3D printed spring. So that's when I knew I got to switch over to a weaker compression spring. That's when I made the filler block with a little post that'll fit right into that square, just like that, which will be glued down. And then I got my little compression spring here and I'll glue it to the post. And that would provide just enough spring tension, just like that. This change made all the difference. Instead of fighting against the limitations of 3D printed springs, I integrated traditional components where they made sense. Then came the final refinements. Brass threaded inserts for the M2 screws and tiny air holes to prevent pressure buildup from affecting the tray smoothly closing. So what I did here is I created 2 air holes, one there and one there, so that when the tray goes in and out, there's air pockets there that can release that pressure from inside. With everything locked in, I sent the files over to Bambu Studio for slicing. I use PETG because it's tough and durable, perfect for this build. I increased the wall thickness, infill density, and used a honeycomb infill for solid strength. Assembly was straightforward. I used a soldering iron to heat press the brass inserts into their holes. So the first thing I'm going to work on is the back piece here. I'll grab my glue and I'm just going to throw in some glue just like that, and we'll get that filler block I created. Just hold it there for a second. Then I'm just going to put a little glue on the sides here so that when I get the spring and pop it on, it'll stay right there just like that. Next, I'll just put the stoppers on that I created, one there and one there, and when I slide this through, it won't pop out. But just so I don't have this thing sliding in and out when I'm building the trigger mechanism, I'm going to take it out for a sec. And the trigger mechanism's very easy. I 3D printed this post along with it, and we just pop the trigger mechanism, line up the holes there, and I'm going to just stick that post through. Now, I'm not going to glue it in or anything for this prototype. It's just going to be held with tension. Now, here's that bigger spring that I ended up going with, but before it was a much smaller spring, about that big, but it didn't work. So I decided to increase the size here, and there you go. That works as intended. Now I'll stick the slot tray in there and we'll get this part screwed in. Got my 2 tiny M2 screws. They're real small. Pop them in just like that. I'm going to hold it in place just like that. And luckily, I had this tiny little screwdriver to fit into those holes there that we're going to be screwing in. And then I'm going to do the other side now. And I got to use some pliers because it's kind of rubbing up on the sides there. The screw cap, that is. We're almost there, and that's tightened in. And there you have it. It's good to go. And then it was time for the first real test. I pressed the trigger. The tray popped out. Smooth, effortless, perfect. I loaded the slots with capsules, 4 per slot, no problem. I then checked if the tray clicked shut properly, and it did. The spring tension was spot on. That's when I knew this was it. Even though this prototype works great, I've got some ideas for version 2. Adding individual lids for each slot, like the old version. Since these things shoot out like that, I'd probably like to have some sort of a door that closes to prevent them from spilling out when they open. Kind of like the old version here. I thought That would be a nice little addition to make on the new version. Reducing slot tray wobble by improving the trigger connection. And another issue I'd like to fix is when you open it, it kind of wobbles like that. So maybe I'd have to fix some tolerances here, or maybe extend it a little bit longer so it remains straight and rigid. When I say extended, I mean the back here. So it'll just have a little extension like this, making sure that it stays straight. Shrinking the trigger. Maybe switching it to a button, adding a lock to prevent unintentional openings. This trigger, I feel like, is a little too big and kind of gets in the way. So I'd like to make it smaller and maybe push it back a little and have a hole on the bottom where the bottom of the tray has a hole for this to engage into. So the trigger mechanism doesn't sit at the front. It would sit somewhere here with a hole through it, kind of like the first iteration. This trigger mechanism on the old one had a little post here that would engage on the bottom here with this little clip, and it would push it and it would disengage from the hole inside of the chamber there, if you can see it. And there's a hole that leads right through, so it'd be kind of like the same concept. Or I'll just make a simple small button somewhere so it's not so in the way. And I'd also like to make some sort of a lock that prevents it from opening unintentionally. Say you have it in a travel bag or something like that. Making the entire design 100% 3D printable, no screws, just reusable clips and 3D printed springs. And I'm also thinking about throwing this design up on Makeover for a design competition. It would be cool to see how others might improve on it. This project has been a journey of learning and iteration. My biggest takeaway? Don't be afraid to scrap an old design that didn't work and start fresh with new lessons learned from the old design. Rapid prototyping is everything. Each failed version taught me something new about what works and what doesn't. This whole experience has sharpened my 3D modeling and 3D printing skills, and I'm excited to take things further. So if you enjoyed this journey, click the like button and subscribe for more 3D printing adventures. Well, that about wraps it up here in the tiny 3D print farm. 3D Theory here. Until next time, peace, love, and joy.